to that one point, like, that feels normal. And then as the conversation progresses, if 10 questions down the line, the person's like, have I seen any of your movies? Then I'm fine doing it. But I don't ever want to be like, what do you do? It's like, well, I'm Scott Mosier.
right. And
which is what it feels like.
You know what Scott Mosier does.
Yeah, and it feels like when you give them your resume or something, it's like, oh, like, I didn't really ask for that.
Yeah, well, geez, look at you, Mr. fucking Big Shot. You got a lot going on. Fuck you. Kick your ass, I could. I tend to do it like it's somebody who doesn't necessarily, well, could or couldn't, but from what I gather, doesn't know who I am, and not like know who I am in the world of film. We just met.
Yeah.
And that blah 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 blah. What do you do? I'm in film. Oh, really? How's that? And I'm like, it's beats laying brick for a living. What do you do? I lay brick, asshole. Like, whoa, hey, let me suck your dick. Don't hit me. No, it's not that bad. It's
no wonder you have problems. I was having a good conversation, and then I insulted the guy, tried to suck his dick,
and then I might have hurt his feelings.
I tried to
suck. Of course, naturally, I offered him a blowjob as an apology to make things better, and he went apeshit on me. I can't deal with people.
Why do we have to leave the party? I tried to suck a bricklayer's dick.
So, yeah, I can't do the whole, y'all know me. You know what I do for a living? Sharking. I can't be Quint at a party. I bet you I could. It'd be much easier for me to be Quint at the party than it would be for me to
fucking like
to be Kevin Smith.
Your hand on a chalkboard.
Absolutely. If I go to a party and they had a chalkboard there and everyone's below and all of a sudden you're I'm just sitting there like, y'all know me.
You know what I do for a living.
And people are like, is he doing the monologue and Jaws? Is that the Clerks guy? He really does like Jaws a lot.
Well,
if somebody says...
somebody asks you... First of all,
if somebody asks point blank, what movies have you made? Then it's easier. Well, even then, I hold back on the fucking throttle. Because... Wait. Hold back.
That goes up.
Well, I'm holding back...
On a throttle?
I'm throttling up, but... Technically, if you hold back on the throttle, the helicopter goes
you hit the
into
brakes.
The air. No, doesn't it go up? And when you pull the stick...
Yeah, it goes up.
How straight up, how high up do you think you can go with a helicopter before death? If something goes wrong.
You mean...
Until you run out of gas? You can't just go till you run out of gas.
I don't think helicopters are equipped to deal with that kind of pressure. Because your air pressure...
Rise?
Well, the air pressure increases
so basically
as you go up.
Get to like... Also, 8,000 feet and like the fucking bubble would shatter and fucking... Would you ice up like Iron Man did in the movie?
Well, the higher you get, you definitely have like, the ice issue. But also like, I don't know how helicopters necessarily work, but the lack of oxygen, the higher you go up.
That's right, you start running out of oxygen.
You start running out of oxygen.
So give me an estimate. How many feet up do you think a helicopter goes? Let's say you were just like, I gotta end it all. I gotta end it in the most spectacularly awful way I can imagine. Woo! And you're just kind of taking...
Helicopter to space! If you were in like a, are you in like a Huey?
What? I'm getting distracted. You're like, well, it depends on the helicopter.
Well, if you're in a Huey helicopter, the possibility of achieving 25,000 feet.
That's the voice of the Journeyman.
Yeah.
And the Encyclopedia Brown.
Yeah.
Encyclopedia Moj. When you've got information.
Well,
if I may educate you, know a Huey helicopter works, you might find it as interesting as I do. All right, so...
Where was the helicopter?
Throttle. Pull back on the throttle.
Yeah.
Why did I pull back on the throttle?
You're pulling back on the throttle because even if somebody's just like, hey, what films did you make?
Yes.
You're like...
I ease up on the throttle. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
And gauge how old they are. If they're 50 and up... they're not going to know any of the flicks.
Generally, then you're just like, my name's on Good Will Hunting.
I don't even say that. I say, a bunch of flicks that you've probably never seen or heard of. I said, but if you got kids, they've probably heard of them. I go that far. And then if they press, well, which ones? And then I'm like, motherfucker, can't you see? I don't want to tell you.
I'm feeling awkward right now.
I can't get gifts, and I can't talk about this with you. I was like,
whoa.
oh, man, this dude needs to pull back on the throttle. I'm like, it's ease up on the throttle, you jerk.
If you pull back, you go straight up. I don't know how high you could go, but you're
I'm thinking about
dead.
8,000 feet. A spectacular helicopter death. And I'm not talking about a Huey. What's a Huey? A Huey. Holy shit, who's that? That's the Journeyman, Encyclopedia Moj. Wait.
See, sometimes if I'm in a situation where, like, I'm with a group of older people that I know,
Yes.
and, like, they're just, like, they desperately want to
They
know
need
a movie.
that information. Yes.
Well, they want to know. They desperately are just like, just tell me one movie that I've heard of,
Right.
please. And that's why,
Then
Good
you
Will
reach
Hunting.
for Good Will Hunting? I never even go that far. I always find it's easier to just be like, I've made a few movies with Ben Affleck, because more of them will know that name than will know any of our titles, or Matt or something like that. But they'll never, generally, they don't. Maybe 50 is not being fair. 60 and up, no fucking clue, and shouldn't, and wouldn't. But we've been doing this for 15 years, so even somebody who's like 55, you can conceive of a 40-year-old watching Clerks. Many of them did. So you get some in that range, who you can jog their memory if they're like, which movies? And then like, oh, like Clerks. And oh, Clerks, you did that? I remember that. Blah, blah, blah. Or Dogma, they've heard of.
Or there's that awesome moment where it's like, I mean, it's not even an ego thing where I'm like, it's so deflating to have it happen. But when you're with a dude, you're like, you start at the beginning, you're like, I worked on Clerks. And they're just like, yeah, nah. And you're like, mom, right?
You got to go through them, and you're like, okay, which one?
And you keep going, and they're like, yeah. Do those get distributed in America?
Yeah,
like,
what are those? Were those released, were those Belize films? Films that only played in Belize?
Are you from Belize?
Do you know where Belize is? Is there a Z in Belize? Why does Belize only make movies that never travel outside Belize?
Yeah.
Like, how come these movies they sound fun? Don't any Belize
Were you ever up
distributors?
for best foreign film? As a Belizean director. Can I come visit you in Belize?
Yeah, I hear the weather's awesome in Belize. Do they go topless in Belize? How come? Do you have a lot of topless chicks in your movies? I like boobs. Yes. No. There's definitely like you can tell when you ring them when you're kind of listing them.
Yeah.
Waiting for one of them to go ding, and they just nod. Like, you're like, and their internal monologue is, no.
No. You didn't work on Star Wars?
Ooh, and what? No. Strike Back? Huh? Empire Strikes Back?
You sound like you're making this up.
You worked on Empire Strikes Back? No.
No, Jay and Silent Bob.
What, were you like an Ugnaught? You'd be like 5. You can't be Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. What's that? Well, it's obviously not Empire Strikes Back. I did not play an Ugnaught. I was the co-lead. Why are you getting all angry with me? I'm just tired of this. Just accept the fact that I work in the movie business and let's move forward.
Yeah.
Jersey Girl? Oh. That one? Wasn't that a big turkey?
Nah.
No, man, that was Geely. Ours was a slightly smaller turkey. Ours was more of a game bird, perhaps a squab, if you will. All right. Well,
happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays to one and all.
God bless us, everyone.
I like that as a British accent.
That's Tiny
Do it
Tim.
as the Journeyman. Let's hear Merry Christmas from all of your characters.
All of the characters?
Yes, here we go. Start with the Journeyman. That'll be the easiest because it's just recent.
God bless us all next year.
Now do it from Paris Hilton.
Wow, it's reaching back. Happy holidays.
Well, no, we can. Remember, she was like, "Do you celebrate my
Please celebrate, Dad. That's all it is her saying, Dad.
Let's celebrate Christmas the way you celebrate my. What did you say, Urban? Do you celebrate my?
You celebrate me.
You celebrate me, Dad.
Celebrate me, Dad.
Paris Hilton, the dude from Foreigner.
Lou.
Yeah.
Happy holidays. I don't remember the one that was.
That
was it. Happy holidays.
Feels like the first time.
Oh. Feels like Christmas time.